So I wanted to rap just a little bit more about why cultural appropriation is utter horseshit. Um, so, and again, I say that, and I stated an example before of saying, look, you know, this is what cultural appropriation would be. This is an example of actual appropriation. Um, and you're conflating that with white women selling burritos in Seattle. And saying that these women, I'm going to go into this story now, but these women who are selling burritos are taking that opportunity away from Mexicans to do it, and the problem is that, and this goes to things on a larger issue, and we'll make a separate video on this. But this goes to a larger issue, and as I said before, that we're not reading from the same book, so we can't be on the same page. Uh, but so those who despise capitalism, SJWs, these types, leftists, okay, they don't believe in the market. They believe the market is evil. They believe the market is racist, sexist, homophobic, blah, blah, blah. The only color that markets care about is green or gold, but green, because we're not on gold anymore, right? So the only color that capitalism cares about is green. Levin read some of this today, but when you go to the supermarket, and now I'm paraphrasing his paraphrasal, but when you go to the supermarket to buy eggs, you don't know anything about the guy who raised the chickens on the farm, or the guy who built the farm, for that matter, the barn house, right? You don't know anything about the truck driver who delivered those eggs to the store. You don't know anything about, unless you see the guy putting the eggs out, you don't know anything about the guy who put the eggs on the shelf. You could get into the statistics of things and whatever, but I don't even know if there's a statistical way to find out who stocks your fucking eggs. And really, that's going to a lot of trouble to avoid eggs put out by X person, when really you just want eggs. But, yeah, the only thing that you care about is getting your eggs. Period. Anyways, so the point of this is that, and there's again that fundamental misunderstanding that capitalism is just built on the backs of blah blah, right? So this notion, and that it's and further that it's a zero-sum game. That the market is all, I am rich, you are poor because I am rich. I am rich because you are poor because I took it from you. No, I didn't take anything from you. In the event I did take something from you, that's a violation of the non-aggression principle, which again is another subject for another time. But at any rate, so these back to this story. So these two Seattle women, they go down to Mexico. They learn in their best broken Spanish. They talk to these old Mexican ladies, learn how to make, kick-ass tortillas for kick-ass burritos. So they come back to Seattle. They see in their neighborhood, there's no burrito stand. Or, again, I don't know all the fucking details, but, again, explaining the market, the way that you do market research here. Explaining it because apparently some people don't understand. Hopefully they're people watching this video. But, so, they go to their, into their neighborhood. They see, oh, there's no burrito stand here, or we could do it better. We can build a better wheel, right? Build a better mousetrap, as the saying goes. So they open a burrito stand, blah, blah, blah. Everything is groovy. They're making kick-ass burritos. People are enjoying the kick-ass burritos. They're making lots of money. It's a gay old time, right? Wrong. That's a problem to these leftists, okay? These bitchy, whiny, SJW, keyboard warrior types. That is cultural appropriation. You took that from someone else. And so in vigilante justice fashion, in righting a wrong fashion, in eye for an eye fashion, they proceed, sorry, I'm off center, it's bugging me. They proceed to take that which was taken, even though it wasn't. So they punish these hardworking ladies who, again, Seattle's pretty liberal, and from my understanding of the story, that those ladies are pretty damn liberal. And this is the part where I just cream my jeans when when fraud, they're exposed as frauds, right? Or when you're eating your own kind, as it were, right? Because how tolerant and accepting are you when this is your solution? They drove these women out of business. Hooray, hooray, cultural appropriation destroyed! Hurrah! Now let's move on to the next victim-victor class, which, victim-oppressor situation that we can go solve. We'll get to that another time as well. And this is just, again, the dehumanizing. This is what, again, the big L left is all about. They don't care about human consequences because they frankly don't give a fuck about actual human beings. Everything is just a means to an end to them. If you want to make an omelet, you got to crack a few eggs, and they don't give a fuck. And countless examples of this. The most heartbreaking one that comes to mind is Charlie Gard, which that we'll get to another time as well. But so now these women are driven out of business. So their livelihoods are destroyed. What are their houses going into foreclosure? I don't know. But their livelihoods are destroyed. And that is a livelihood. And I don't just mean monetarily. It takes a lot to open a business. I can speak with a little bit of authority on this, having written songs, for profit before, having written songs and exchanged money for people before, having written songs or sold compositions to people. It takes a lot, all right? It takes so much to be in business for yourself. You got to get your ass out of bed every day. You got to motivate yourself. If you have a day job, a regular job, why am I using air quotes? It ain't 2003. I apologize. Right, you got to balance your regular job, the ball and chain nagging you, your own personal doubts and insecurities, right? You got to wrestle with finding a building, all of that shit. So it takes so much to open a business. And you put a lot into it, in your heart and soul, and your sweat and blood and your tears, to use the tired cliche. And so to drive that, to close that down, to shut that down because you don't like what this person, the evil thing that this person did, when all this person was doing was selling, all these people were doing, was selling fucking burritos. And you don't like that. That is not acceptable to you. What is wrong? And so you have to drive them out of business, put their, as I said, put their houses in foreclosure, whatever the fuck the deal is. What is wrong with you? Have you no sense of decency? Why do you think that that's okay? Further, that's a massive violation of the non-aggression principle. But again, more frighteningly, they didn't do anything. They didn't hurt anyone. So why is that okay? Culture, this ambiguous, amorphous cloud, this word, culture, belongs to everyone. Everyone. Everyone can have rice and beans and tortillas. And so if you want to restrict yourself and say, no, you have white skin and your ancestors are from Italy, so therefore you're only allowed to eat pasta all the days of your life, you sack of shit, fucking greaseball, you. It's fucking lonely. That's a pretty shitty existence. Because where does that stop? I guess you shouldn't listen to musicians with white skin or own a house, built by someone with white skin. So, once again, tribalism, tribalist, cultural Marxism. Boom. I think we pretty much well laid that one to rest. Anything else I wanted to say? Nope, nothing I can think of at this time. So, introduced a few things here, which we'll talk about in other videos. Wanted to say this really quickly. I know I've got a whopping 0 subscribers, and my Instagram, which is named after this channel, Frank Dell. It's Frank _Dell _Dean _of _satire, and then I think of underscore and underscore mimicry. I'm not sure. I can't remember. Anyways, so this, where was I going with that? Right. So, in the effort to, in the spirit of free speech, I want to put this out into the YouTubeosphere, as it were. I would really like to start something in which, I will do live streams at some point, but I'd really like to start something in which, maybe a Google Hangout and a live Google Hangout in which myself and 2 to 4 or maybe even more others can come together and just gab and jib-jabber. And not, I know this is not a radical idea or anything. Ain't nothing new under the sun. But I really want this to be to use the SJW-ism, safe space. I would like to talk with people who are neo-Nazis or skinheads or nationalists or what are the people who think that the world is run by lizards or whatever the fuck. I want to hear from you. I want to discuss things. I want to have a I was gonna say rational discussion, but I want to have a discussion. I want to hear and maybe even buy what you're selling. You know what I'm saying? I want to have a discussion, and I want to learn. I want to have all these ideas brought to the forefront. Okay, I want BLMers. I'm not sure if you would even talk to a white man, but I wanna have a discussion with you. Okay, we'd have to lay down some ground rules. Okay, obviously, but I want to discuss. I want to hear. I want to learn. I want to question. I want to dialogue, because that's the only way that the human race can continue, is if we fucking talk and listen, most importantly, to each other. But anyways, just want to throw that out there. Again, I know all of maybe 0 people are even watching this. Anyways, until next time, I am Frank Dell, Dean of Satire and Mimicry. Stay safe, stay smart, and stay sane. All right.